Hi, my name is Carl from West Riding Hyundai Bolton, and this is the all-new IONIQ 5N. The all-new IONIQ 5N is the next generation of performance EVs, boasting an insane 650 horsepower, and that's combining a base of 601 horsepower with an additional 49 horsepower with the activation of N-Grin Boost. And that's a feature that will just temporarily turn everything up to 11, just for 10 seconds, just to give you that whopping 0 to 62 time of 3.3 seconds. That's supercar territory. Starting on the front, we have now got a lot more sporty design with additional air intakes to help cool the battery and motors for when you're pushing the car to the absolute limit. We now have 21-inch alloy wheels compared to the 20-inch wheels on the IONIQ 5, as well as huge 400mm front brake discs and 360mm rear brake discs, which ensure you're definitely going to stop in time for Hislops or Alton Park. The structure of the car has been changed completely compared to the IONIQ 5, with an additional 42 welding points and 2.1 meters of sealant to ensure there is minimal chassis flex when taking harsh corners, making the car feel like it is on rails when handling. Now let's take a look at the interior of the car, where the magic really happens. So starting off on the interior, first we'll go through some of the more substantial changes, the most noticeable, and then we'll go into some of the more nitty-gritty details, the technical side, and some of the just smaller features that you wouldn't quite think of that make a big difference. If you've ever been in an IONIQ 5, you'll appreciate how much room there is on the inside. With the sliding center console, you can move it forward and back, have as much room or as little room as you like, but not anymore. With the extreme power of this absolute powerhouse, knee supports were needed here and here, and the center console has been moved all the way forward to support those. When you're flying around on a track and you just kind of need to rest your knee on just to keep yourself straight, it helps support your knees and it allows for a better driving experience. And speaking of support, I'm now sat in a bucket seat, and these aren't just any bucket seats. They're not a gimmick like some vehicles have. They are actual bucket seats. I've got more than enough padding on my shoulders. I'm supported around my core as well as around my legs. I'm not going anywhere. It's all well and good me not sliding around in my seat, but what about the elephant in the room? The completely redesigned steering wheel, now wrapped in perforated leather, keeps your hands cooler and also increases grip, so there's less chance of your hands slipping during aggressive driving. Everything is within reach, having your N-Grin Boost, customizable N modes, your typical driving assists such as cruise control, lane keep assist, as well as a programmable button, all within reach at all times. Now let's dive into some of the smaller details of the car. The smallest feature which makes the biggest difference will be the optimized brake pedal. The brake pedal has been made larger for more precise control, allowing you to left foot brake easier and feel more through the pedal. We then notice the new digital center mirror. There's actually a camera on the back of the car that allows for you to see in all weather conditions, whether you've got multiple passengers in and you just can't quite see through the back. Well, now you can. We now have a new heads-up display which projects information such as speed, directions when you're using navigation, and sport gauges. Alright, so we'll dive into the extraordinary features that make this car completely mind-boggling. Starting with the N mode. So if we go into this screen here, and then swipe back across, we now have so many options, whether it be N torque distribution, N pedal, which increases the sensitivity of your accelerator and your brake, N race, which completely prepares the car to be thrashed within an inch of its life. Take it to the absolute limit and it doesn't care. And one of the more extraordinary features is N drift optimizer. So what that does is it allows you to redistribute the torque that's sent to each wheel to allow you to sustain a drift. And I think that's completely unseen for this price range of sports cars. If we now go into N battery, we've now got drag mode and track mode, as well as battery monitoring. We do have two custom modes. So we have custom 1 as well as custom 2. Each one is completely independent of each other. So you can go through your actual motor. So I can turn it from eco into normal, sport and sport plus. Same with steering, being a comfort, a sport and a sport plus. your suspension to be normal, sport or sport plus, a limited slip differential in an EV, so you've got sport plus, normal and sport, your stability control, your heads up display, and the sound that the car makes, which is an interesting one really, because if I go into put it into E-shift, which simulates having an actual gearbox, so if you do rev it out to the top end of first gear, it will hold you back and it will just redline like it would in a conventional electric car. We are currently in ignition mode, so if I rev the car up, it will sound very similar to an i30N. So now moving on to Evolution, it will sound more of an electronic synthesized sound. And then if we go over onto Supersonic, this is actually a replica for a plane, a supersonic plane, and as you go through the gear shifts, it will actually break the sound barrier, which is insane to think about. So yeah, let's go listen to those on the road. So this is ignition. And it does actually have pops and bangs that come with it. If we change now into Evolution. That's Evolution. And then as we go into Supersonic, it sounds almost like a fighter jet. This car is available now at West Riding Hyundai Bolton. Give us a call on 01204 32296 and we'll get you sat behind the wheel of this.